the girls might say, I really like a guy who shares his emotions with me. Okay, sure. Stop the cap right now. Okay, because
Yeah.
all the guys who learn the hard way can
Yeah.
agree with us that, hey, every time I did this, she
Yeah.
just she just didn't want to hang out with me after, and she just
Yeah.
acted way different.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Today we have a special guest for us, straight out of TikTok. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. So, would you like to introduce yourself and everything that you do and all that?
Yeah, so my name is Logan Duong. I'm basically technically a life coach, relationship coach for younger guys, and I'm a younger guy as well.
Mm.
So yeah, I just teach guys to unlock their true masculinity, and I build a community of just strong men. I have a group called Alphas Only Club.
Mm.
So it's just a strong community of the boys. So
Nice, man. So, I like getting straight into things. What made you get into that? Because one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on is because I love when people help other people, man. Like, there's so much information, especially in a digital age, and it's like a lot of people they do it for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. It's like just for the ego or for the money or for social media clout or some shit like that. But I feel like with you, you are authentic, and it's like you really do want to help these people. So what made you? What was that day that you decided, hey, I want to do this. I want to do what it like. Where did you start? Um, Actually, I want to ask you, what were you like before? Was it like you were kind of like one of the, like guys who maybe couldn't get girls, or was it like easy for you to get girls, or what was that like? If you want to
right.
go through your
So
story.
like so my whole thing is like the alpha mindset, right? So I had a little bit of a inner alpha, and I could tell at some points in my life it was trying to get out, but I didn't know how to truly unlock it, and that is the one thing I struggled with. So sometimes I'd be really good at picking up girls, but then I'd be struggling in one area, and I'd be really confident in some areas of my life, but then other areas I'd have no confidence, right? When it came to like really hot girls or girls I really liked, confidence,
Mm,
boom, just lowered. So then I finally realized I gotta be cocky, confident, bold throughout all areas of my life. That's the alpha mindset. You gotta be charming. You gotta be cocky, confident, bold in all areas of your life. You gotta be indifferent. And
and how old were you around this time?
maybe like 15,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like freshman, sophomore in high school. And yeah, I started to, I was always like never in like very long-term relationships, maybe like 6 to 9 months, maybe. But they weren't like a lot of girls I was really happy with. That was the one thing because I was so fearful, and also I was very insecure back then. And honestly, it was just based off because I truly just had insecurities. I just simply didn't love myself enough to, find really high quality girls that treated me right. Um, so then I started realizing, dude, I gotta start loving myself. I gotta start seeing myself as a fucking catch because I am a great person, right? And I let people back in the day who didn't value or appreciate me or my time walk all over me. And so I learned the importance of walking away, and is the most key thing that a lot of people have to learn within negotiations and without all areas of life. Because you don't get what you deserve in life, you only get what you negotiate.
Right. Damn, man. So, well, what did you do? What steps did you take to better yourself as a person? Well, did you have any type of role models or anything like your father or like any type of like a brother or something like that you had to look up to, or was it just you kind of trying to figure out things on your own and going through school and whatever else and being like, man, how do I get this confidence? Like, what did you do to get that type of that confidence, that little alpha maleness type stuff going on?
Right. So like with my dad, he's pretty masculine and everything like that. But I couldn't. I just didn't feel like I could walk up to him and ask him about girls. Right. Like it was just
Mm.
kind of weird. So I'd go watch videos on YouTube of like Alpha M, like the OG guy Alpha M. Those funny guys. Just they're more of like they're not really they're I don't know, they're more of like entertainment. And
Yeah.
so then I started searching up like, oh, Corey Wayne. Corey Wayne. So I started finding Corey Wayne. That guy's a legend. And then I started following his work pretty religiously. I started reading his book. Now, probably I started reading his book about like a year and a half ago. Read it 13 times, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, mostly Corey Wayne because, dude, he's great with relationships and everything above. So
Man, how old are you, man?
I'm 17.
Okay, okay, cool. Because I was thinking about this because I like doing like like a little bit of research on people before we go on interviews and stuff, and it also just reminded me of when I was in high school, and it was just there wasn't like so much social media and shit. Like I graduated in '09,
Mhm.
so we had a MySpace, and that wasn't really like a big social media. It was, but it wasn't like how it is now. Now it's like you do everything for followers, you do everything for attention, everything for likes, and it wasn't like that back then. And it just surprised me how fast things change. And it was like you talk about these guys, and they're really good guys. I like all of them, but we didn't have that growing up. So it's kind of like to us, it was like either you had it or you didn't. As a man, either you knew how to talk to girls, or you just didn't, and you were a loser or something like that. So that
Right.
is something that definitely that y'all have a lot going for y'all. But also, it kind of sucks too because I know that you talk about OnlyFans, and it's like, dude, this fucking exploded. What like pre-pandemic? It hadn't been around for long, but before that, one of the things was like I remember when I was growing up, was like girls didn't want to do that shit. They were like ashamed to do that. And now it's
Right.
just like they're marketing fucking everywhere. Just who wants to buy my nudes? Who wants to blah blah blah? And it's like, what the fuck happened, man? And it's like
Yeah.
they used to be all like, my body, like I'm so much more than my body. I'm whatever. And now it's just like it's like just completely flipped and shit like that. So what is it like in your high school? Like, is that a big problem that you see in your high school? Like a lot of girls
Yeah,
doing that? Or
so my problem with the young girls today in my area, and then also just young girls in general without throughout this whole world now,
what?
is it's being promoted to have sex with a lot of guys. It's being promoted as, yes, queen, go out and fuck this guy's all of his friends. Yes, queen, go, fuck all these guys, because that's power. That's empowerment. And it's actually not. You're actually doing the complete
Yeah.
opposite. And then I tried telling girls this, hey, the more guys you sleep with, it's not going to help you in the end, right? Let's look at divorce rates. The more you sleep with guys, divorce rates are going to rise. You're way more likely to divorce with the guy, and guys as well. The more sexual partners your girlfriend has had, or the girls you're talking to has had, the more likely you guys are going to divorce. More than if she's had less than one sexual partner. So that's just the logical reasoning for it. And also STDs. Honestly, you probably don't want to be talking to someone that has sex with that many people, just for health reasons as well. Um, so yeah, it's not something that should empower you. So yeah, it's not something that should empower you. And if it does empower you, that's a big issue. Same with cancel culture. If canceling people makes you feel powerful, that's a destructive power that you have, and that's something that is really bad. Same with, just like I said, with the girls fucking a bunch of dudes. If you feel power from that, that's an issue deep within yourself that you have to question. Why does this make me feel powerful? And is this a good thing? And is this actually helping me in the long run? And the answer to that is going to be no. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's something else I was thinking about too. Because I was thinking like when you ask men like what is it you hate about OnlyFans? Because there are obviously those guys who are like, oh, I love women who do it, like congratulations, girl. And it's like, come on, dude, we know exactly what the fuck you're doing as a man. Like I know you're just trying to agree with everything and all this other shit and just trying to get sex from them basically.
yep.
And it's like I was thinking about what is the real reason why I just like this, and I thought about it on like relationships because it teaches women to use men for resources and it's instant gratification as well, and it also teaches men to keep seeing women as sex objects, and it teaches both of them, hey, you don't have to put in hard work to to build a relationship. You don't have to fucking do this or work on whatever it is, work on emotional control, work on how to build something together. You don't have to do any of that shit. You just like, here's my money and now do what I want sexually, and it's that's it. And it's just like it's really fucked up, man. But so what is an alpha male to you?
I think an alpha male today is, a guy who follows his mission and purpose in life. He doesn't compromise his values or principles for anyone. He sticks up for what he believes in, and he's willing to die for his mission and purpose at the end of the day. So I think that's an alpha male. Also, there's also different traits of an alpha male, right? So when you embody those things, you have to be bold, you have to be cocky, you have to be confident, and you have to love yourself. So it's high self-esteem as well. And it's at the end of the day, it's all about loving yourself. You look at an alpha male type of guy, that guy fucking loves himself. He works out, he takes care of himself, he surrounds himself by people who actually love him and are actually gonna help him achieve his goals. And that's all stems from self-love. All the beta male guys and the simps, they surround themselves by people who are just yes people, the people that don't challenge them to be better, all the people that are, just really weak, and that's why they are weak as well, because they choose not to love themselves and they don't surround themselves by people who are going to make them better.
Mhm. So when did TikTok and everything else come along? When was the moment that you decided, hey, I want to help people with this? Like, I'm learning. This is what I've learned. I want to share it with people. So you talked about Corey Waynes and all this other people. But when did you decide like I want to help people, help other men, and all this other type of stuff?
Yeah, so throughout high school, I was always in my friend groups. We're all hanging out, having fun. Always trying to talk to girls because we were always daring each other. Hey, go get that girl's Snapchat, go get that girl's Instagram. It was always a fun thing to do. We saw it as a game,
Right.
and it was fun, right? And without realizing it, we were actually just like helping each other build up our confidence by bullying each other into doing things. And I think that pressure just like helped us become a little bit stronger and a little bit more confident in what we were doing. And
Mhm.
same with wrestling in general as well. Like, all of us wrestled, um and yeah, we all pushed each other to be better at the end of the day. And I saw, like, when my friends were talking to girls, I was the one with the most girls. I was the one that was getting all the girls attention, mainly because I was just being bold, cocky, and confident without even realizing it. I was just doing it. And then that was before I even started reading Corey Wayne's book. But yeah, I was always having girls' attention, and I knew how to gain attention from women in general, right?
Mhm.
And it was just by being yourself, just being authentic and being bold, just being straight up, not being fearful. The one thing too many guys are is they're fearful, and the fearfulness inside of you will control you. That's the only thing that controls people. It's fear, right? Like, let's look at communism, for example. It definitely controls people, and
Yeah.
terrorism as well. Okay, it controls people. Um, so yeah, I think I was just the most daring and I was most unfearful person in the friend group that was just willing to do the crazy shit. And
Mhm.
I was helping a lot of guys build up their confidence in my friend group, and I think that was when it was like, dang, I could really help more people, without realizing it. And then I actually started following Corey Wayne's book, and I was like, oh shit, there are so many things I don't know. And I started following that work really well, and then I started just sharing all the things I learned from him and other people like Stefan Arnio, Hard Times Create Strong Men, Bulldog Mindset, all these other guys.
So where do you think men fuck up? Or let's say guys, early guys, because typically when a man gets into his 30s, he starts learning more if he hasn't already learned it by high school. And I see some guys like do the whole pickup artist route, and I kind of dislike that because it's like if you're learning it for like confidence or something, and trying to get it as a skill, that's cool, I guess. But it's like I see a lot of them, and they'll like kind of have an ego about it. And it's like, congratulations, dude, you finally get to sleep with the girl. It's like, you know.
No,
So what?
relationships are way important, way more
Yeah.
important.
So where do you think guys fuck up in it? Like, what is the common problems you see with guys in high school, around your age, or a little bit later that are like low confidence? What are the common problems you see with them?
Simply they're weak, and with
Mhm.
weakness, it causes you to make poor decisions. They make poor decisions with the women they date, poor decisions with how they let these girls treat them and walk all over them. A lot of my guy friends or friends I used to talk to, dude, like a lot of them, their girlfriends just belong to the streets. All of them are just cheating on them, texting other guys at the same school,
Or
and
they got OnlyFans or something.
right, and we're like, dude, what are
It's
you
like,
fucking doing?
but I
Right,
can see your
like,
girlfriend naked, man. It's like,
that dude, come on, bro. Like, your girlfriend's hitting us up. What the fuck, right? And this is all stems from
yeah.
weakness in general. And I made that mistake too. I dated some girls that belong to the street as well. And I was like, dude, it's fucking not worth it. It's not worth the drama. There is so much drama when you date a girl with so many issues. These are the only girls that will cause issues in your problem. It's the girls with the most drama and the most issues. They just fucking they love it. This is what they feed off. They're energy vampires. They love sucking off your energy. And dude, that was the one thing I just see too many guys now is they make poor decisions mainly because they're weak, they're insecure. And when you're
Mhm.
insecure, you just date whoever you see or the next person you see or anyone who gives you attention, and you just like
Mhm.
fall for them instantly. And that's why half the time it doesn't even work. Relationship doesn't work because you're so insecure and you're so fearful that you're gonna lose a person. So you just blow up their phone, you FaceTime them for hours, you sleep on the phone with them. When in
Yeah.
reality, what you should be doing is focusing on your mission and purpose in life and finding your values and finding your purpose, because that's what's going to make you more powerful and have more value. So
Mhm. And one of the reasons why I because I didn't have a problem getting girls, when I was in high school or nothing like that. But one of the things that I did start noticing, because again, we didn't have like Corey Wayne, and we didn't have like YouTube was around, but it wasn't really like a massive thing at the time.
Yeah.
So it was like when I got into a relationship with the girl, it's like I always started in my masculine. And then over time, like a year, 2 years, something like that, it's kind of like girls naturally try to bitch you up. You know, they try to make you like do like all this feminine shit. Like even the advice that a lot of women give, which is why I tell men, don't fucking listen to women, dude. Do not.
No, never.
They tell you some
Never.
they tell you the most stupidest shit. Like I've seen posts from some of my friends. They're like, we need to normalize men simping for their girlfriends and or we need to normalize men being more emotional. I'm like, dude, if y'all do that shit, like she's gonna think you're a bitch and she's gonna end up leaving you and all this other shit. So one of the problems I had was like I'd always hear growing up like women want this type of guy, they want this romantic guy, they want this whatever and all this type of shit. And I kind of bought into it, not so much, but it's like over time, I guess when I actually allowed a woman to kind of get into my emotions and I started giving her more emotion and stuff like that, it's kind of like she stopped respecting me when I started doing that. And it's like, like it didn't make any sense to me because I'm like, I'm showing you I love you. I'm actually stopped talking to these other girls, all this other shit, and it just like they just left, and it just didn't make any sense. Did you have any problems with that with your girlfriends or relationships? You know, in the beginning, and you had to learn, or what was it like?
Right. So without realizing it, girls are always going to be testing you, testing to see your
Right.
strength. The reason why they test is to see your strength, to make sure this man is still strong, to make sure that, hey, this guy is still my man. I need to make sure this guy hasn't gotten weak. So girls test in very simple ways, and they'll just surprise you at any chance just to see if you got weak or complacent. And because when you get
Give
weak
us
and
an example real
complacent,
quick.
yeah. So like, a girl will just straight up say, "Are you talking to the girls?" And most guys will just, they'll take it really seriously. Oh no, 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 I'm not talking to other girls. And, if you're playful with your girlfriend, like, who knows? Right? You just smile, you tickle her, and you have fun with it, right? And that shows that you're not being serious, you're not being, obviously you shouldn't be talking to the girls, but you're just being playful. It's super important to be playful and never be serious. And, another thing, girls will try if they test that you're seeing you're weak, they may say, "Hey, another guy from my workplace wants to hang out with me. Can I go hang out with him? Can we go out on a date for like a lunch date?" Weak guys will be like, yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. And even though deep down they're like, fuck, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, right? And so the guys who are straight up, they'll be like, hey, if I mean, yeah, if you don't mind me going out to work with all the coworkers that think I'm cute, then
Hmm.
sure, that's fine, right? You tease her, you be playful. It's not like you're making a threat. You're just being playful. You're teasing her, letting her know, hey, I know you wouldn't like this, so why is it okay for me to like this, right? And you just remind her. And if she does think it's okay that you guys talk to other people, be like, hey, well, I actually I want a girl who does value and appreciate our relationship. So, if you can't do that, then I'm just gonna have to find someone who will. Right. And you just be straight up with her. And too many guys are afraid to be straight up, and she wants you to be straight up. She wants you to actually be a man and stand up to her. That is the purpose of a girl's test, just to see how you would react when she wants to do certain things. And it's
To put her
always a
back in her
shit
place,
test.
basically. Yeah.
Right, and that's what the purpose of dads do with their kids, right? The kids are always gonna be fucking testing, dude. I test all the time, like all the kids, dude. They're gonna be testing, and then your dad has to just fucking put you in place sometimes, and it is what it is, So when girls don't have a fucking dad, they have no sense of boundaries, so they just go out all the time. They go out party all the time because they have no father figure to tell them, hey, no, hey,
Hmm.
don't dress like that. I don't like that. And they just never had that in their life. So, when that's what happens when men get weak, they let their wives, their kids do whatever, walk all over them. And that's what happens.
And so there's a couple of things you said, and it's one of the things I did want to say is if you do let women take advantage of you, or really anybody take advantage of you, they're gonna fucking do it. So that's one
Yeah.
thing. I do notice men do. We have a natural filter, and it's kind of like getting rid of that filter. Did you have that problem too? Kind of like when men, like you said, men really want to say something, but instead they're like so worried about the woman. Be like, well, what if she breaks up with me? What if she gets mad? What if she throws a emotional tantrum or some bullshit like that? So it's kind of like instead of just saying what we feel, we kind of edit it out, and we either agree with them or and a lot of men start resenting their women after this. So I like helping men get rid of that natural filter that we have. Just if you have a feeling in your gut, just fucking say it. So
Right.
with the playful thing, I like saying, if I have a girlfriend, I'll usually like when I introduce her, I'm like, "Oh, this is one of my girlfriends. Her name's number 3," or something like that.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
tease. Yeah.
yeah. So, I'm kind of curious, man. How else has this is for me, I guess. How has high school changed? I know you weren't around in my in my time, but what is it like now for high school? Is it kind of I'm guessing it's kind of the same, but I guess I want to know specifically how are the girls? Are they different now? Like, you talked a little bit about like are they eager to jump in like OnlyFans or something, or are they all trying to sell their
Yeah,
nudes, or what's it like? Really?
yeah, a lot of the girls are very, that was their only plans after high school. Only plans was to have OnlyFans.
Damn.
And that's some of the girls. I'm starting to see that a lot now that I'm a senior and stuff. And it's funny. It's like, geez, dude, like what the heck? But yeah, yeah, a lot of girls have definitely changed, and it all stems from weak men. We could point fingers and everything and say, oh no, weak guys are just gonna point at the girl saying, oh, it's dumb, it's dumb, it's dumb. But yeah, look back. Why are they acting that way? Who's allowing them, and what's it stemming from? Right. So
Mhm,
I look at the bigger picture. The small picture is girls are acting this way, and we should accept it. But the bigger picture is, well, it's actually a problem that men are getting weak, and their fathers, your bad fathers, they're non-existent fathers, or
mhm,
hey, they just were really weak, right? And at the end of the day, this will all cause girls to do these things. And there's studies that say, hey, more girls who are less likely to have a father figure in their life are more likely to end up having more sexual partners than most girls.
mhm.
So it is what it is.
So I saw you talk about it. Can you explain a little bit more of actually the post that I just tagged you in on Instagram? If you want to talk about why you don't like OnlyFans.
So the thing is, a lot of people say the most common argument I hear is they're making money, so it's okay. And yeah, sure, it's okay. I mean, I don't care if you're making money. The only thing I care about is the men that are getting weak and allowing them to do these things. Because if men weren't buying into it, would they be making money? No, they wouldn't. Because all the guys buying their shit are weak men. So once men start becoming stronger and start saying no, I actually want a good relationship. I don't want an OnlyFans. I mean, also, dude, you can find there's porn for free. I don't understand, but it's because they want that small satisfaction of, oh, thank you, username anonymous, for donating me $5 to my live stream on OnlyFans. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's all you get, dude? Really? But they love that. They love it. Obviously, they can't get that from, these are the same guys that just they comment on famous girls' Instagram posts. You see these guys all the time. It's so weird. It's like, dude, what? Like, come on, bro. And it's the same guys who are commenting on girls' Instagram posts, same guys who are just buying the OnlyFans, and it's just weak men at the end of the day. So once men stop allowing women to just act like this, then it won't really happen because their consumer is men, right? So all their consumers are men. And the fun thing is, feminine energy is all about consuming. It is about receiving. Also the guys who are buying OnlyFans, they're consumers, right? So that's their only people buying the product. That's the only people who are buying into it. So once guys stop being weak and needy and insecure, and they start loving themselves, they wouldn't want to waste their money or their time on girls who don't value or appreciate them. It all
Mhm.
stems from lack of love and low self-esteem.
You know what? I was surprised of. I've been hearing this one a lot. It's like not just the supply and demand. Like when women are like, "Well, we wouldn't do it if there wasn't a high demand." It's like, why is that an excuse? Just because it's a high demand doesn't mean you have to do this shit. That's for one.
Right.
And the second thing is, do you hear this a lot in school? Like if a guy disagrees with a girl about her doing OnlyFans, she automatically goes, "Well, you're just insecure." Do you get that a lot? Do you hear that a lot in school?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I get some girls trying to cancel me at school, saying, "Oh, you're sexist, misogynist, you're homophobic, and all these other things." But
Homophobic.
I'm like, dude, it's all of the above, dude. It's like, oh, you have small pee, you're
Oh, yeah.
short. I'm like, okay, I guess. I mean, that's cool.
You're
I
probably
mean,
racist or something.
yeah, you're probably racist. You're probably you're probably misogynistic.
You white
Um,
supremacist or something like that.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, God damn it, dude. These girls, dude. Um, but yeah, it is pretty funny. But yeah, yeah, I get these comments all the time, and I don't blame them. I mean, I forgive them. I'm not the one to just hold hate on people. It's just the
Mhm.
fact that I notice the problem and I'm gonna call it out. If I notice
Yeah.
that men are getting weak, I'm gonna call it out. I'm not gonna hold my tongue and be a little pussy and not say things that I don't think are true, you know?
Mhm. Yeah. So talk about cancel culture in your school, I guess, because I'm more interested in that because when I was around, going to school, that shit wasn't there. It's like, dude, we made if you watch '90s movies, dude, just
Yeah.
tons of fucking race jokes, because one thing I love about, America is we can make those jokes and we can understand because I notice if you go anywhere else, you go to Mexico, you go to Spain, you go to wherever it is, like they can't understand that because they don't have a wide diversity of people, only in America can you do that. And it's like we used to make so many race jokes all the time. We used to laugh at everybody, but it wasn't like a racist thing. It's just kind of like a just we're having fun and shit like that. So what is it like now regarding cancel culture and shit like that in your school?
I think cancel culture stems from just weakness and low insecurities and low self-esteem. The only reason why people try to take someone down is because of how they see themselves. Really, all these people are just really insecure. They don't really love themselves, and they aren't pursuing their mission and purpose in life. When people see me, I'm a direct reflection of what they could be. I'm a direct reflection of, hey, I'm your same age, but I'm having success with girls. I'm having success with, everything else in life. And, this could be you. But instead of actually learning, and, most people don't like to look at it that way. They like looking at all the bad things. And the smart people, they actually look like, hey, I wonder what he's doing that's working. I'm going to actually study him and make my opinion based off that. Um, because at the end of the day it's all talk, everything's all talk until you put it into action. But yeah, cancel culture is based off just low insecure people, and it is what it is, right? And this is what society is. Also, like you said, cancel culture did not exist back then, because people somewhat actually did things like their mission and purpose in life, and they actually there's more successful people. And yeah, just nowadays society got weak, um, and this is why. And they just can't handle seeing other people there that at their what they could be, right? And at the end of the day, it's just a direct reflection of how they feel at themselves in that moment of time. And it is what it is, right?
So have they tried to cancel you before, or what is the things that you've had? Like, is that really a fear that your age group has now? Is it kind of like I can't say this because I might get canceled, or what is that like? Have they ever tried to come after
Um,
you?
yeah. They're currently trying to come after me, like all the time. But right now, I think someone like they make like fake scandal posts and stuff and fake allegations, trying to take me down. Um, it is what it is, right? Like I don't really care. It's okay. I don't mind. But yeah, I mean it's funny. Yeah, they waste so much of their energy and time. And it just shows that these people have no mission and purpose in life but to take other people down, because misery loves company. Miserable people love taking people down to their level. When they see people getting success and money and other things, oh man, they hate it because misery loves company, right? They need people around them to also feel miserable with them. It makes them feel better. When they see
Mhm.
other people failing, it's like, oh, thank God. That
Yeah.
that means I don't have to work as hard anymore, right? And it is what it is. And it's just based off envy and just hatred. It's nothing loving. Cancel culture is the opposite of loving. So
Yeah, that's why I had to leave my hometown, man. Because right now I'm in Vegas, but my original hometown is Texas. And it's like, I just noticed, for one, it's harder to actually become a better you because you have that pull of the old environment. You have, like, your old friends, your old family. Like, sometimes your family contributes to the fucking problem. Like, my family, they're all fucking partiers and stuff. And I was like, I got to do something else in my life, man. So I encourage a lot of men, if they want to do better, moving away or just getting away from those toxic people for sure. Um, so in your let's say coaching, because you do coaching, right?
yeah, yeah.
All right. So how does that work? Let's say if you get a guy and he's like, you call him like the beta simp and stuff like that. Like, how do you take him and how do you help with them? How do you work with them? What are your steps and how do you do that type of stuff?
So usually I just start out with asking him what's the current situation, and it's always about girls. Okay. No one guys call me saying, "Hey, I just wanna be a better person." No, it's always about girls. it's always about girls at the end of the day. How do I get around? How do I get more confident for girls? How to? It's always for girls. So that's the one thing I call them out for. I'm like, You're not calling me out for yourself. Calling me out for girls. For help with girls, and that's one of the problems, right? So, at least you're noticing the problem now, and you're seeking help. And the most common problem I see with guys is it's usually guys struggling with just having the confidence to just fucking walk up and talk to a girl. Cause this is why I tell guys, like, hey, if you guys see a cute girl, go walk up and fucking talk to her. Don't be a weirdo. Okay.
Mhm.
Don't be a weirdo. Don't just look at her and stare at her and just go full send it. Like, I'm like, dude, because a lot of these guys, they watch all my videos on repeat, and then they're like, fuck, I have all this great knowledge, but I'm not pulling the trigger. I'm like, yep. If you don't pull the fucking trigger, it's not gonna fucking help you for shit. Okay. So if you don't pull the trigger, good luck, dude. I can give you a gun, I can give you bullets, but if you're not pulling the trigger, there's no point. Okay.
Mhm.
And the guys who pull the trigger and they never practice fucking shooting the gun before, at least they hit something. Okay. At least they hit something. Than the guys who don't fucking pull the trigger at all. And it is what it is. So I always tell him, hey, the guy who's actually just fucking doing something and doesn't even listen to me is way farther than you. So
Yep.
at least you know now that you're going to be farther ahead if you just take action because now you know what to do. So it's really powerful once they start taking action and I get them to, actually talk to girls. And, we actually met up with a fan the other day, like a week ago. And we met him up, we picked him up, we took him to the mall and we were helping him like talk to girls live in person. So it was pretty awesome. We're just showing him the ropes of what to do, and he's just asking us more things and more tips to do. And it's just body language, confidence, being bold, being straight up, being able to say no when a girl says, "Hey, maybe I'm not comfortable giving out my number, but here's my Instagram or Snapchat." I told him, "Hey, you gotta have the confidence to say no. Let me know if you change your mind. I'll give you my number instead," right? And then they always end up texting, right? So I gotta show them like, hey, dude, you gotta be able to say no. You gotta be able to negotiate because it's part of negotiation is being able to say no and walk away.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I was just helping him, and he got some girls' numbers, and dude, it was fucking awesome. He also got denied a lot of fucking times,
Yeah.
but he was still fucking
Natural.
happy about it, right? He
Yeah.
still took action. This is the first time he took action. First time he actually walked up and talked to a girl in general. And I showed him, dude, these girls aren't gonna fucking kill you. They're not gonna bite you. Not gonna scratch you. And they're just gonna simply say no and be awkward and weird and just it's no big deal, right? Like I showed him how much better does it feel getting the girl's number than not doing it. Like the regret you feel not asking for that girl's number is way worse than getting denied. Like getting denied is cool. Like it's okay, cool. I learned something. I'm getting through the nose to get the yeses, but the regret fucking sucks. Okay, like fuck. I could have got that girl's number. I could have done this. And this is what people live with throughout life. Man, I could have been that successful dude who did what the fuck he wanted to do. I could have been that guy, but I didn't pull the trigger because I was fearful because fear controls people at the end of the day. So,
Mhm. So you're basically talking about building resilience and self-esteem, really. Because at the core of it, it's kind of like if you reject yourself already mentally, you're gonna send off that energy and that vibe, and everyone else is gonna reject you. It's kind of like self-sabotaging, self-fulfilling prophecy. If you see yourself as something, doesn't matter, what else is going on in your life. Like you're gonna do something to sabotage it or to make you go back down to your level to make everybody else see like, well, to make yourself be like, okay, see, this is why I'm a piece of shit. This is why whatever it is. If you think like that, you
right.
project that, and that's what ends up happening. So
Yep.
real quick. Let's go to steps to becoming an alpha. So let's build this guy up because like one of the things I like helping men with, because if you would have told me, like you said, one of the common things is always helping with girls. When I was a teen, that's pretty much all I cared about, that and partying and drinking and stuff like that. So it's like it didn't
Right.
take me till I was like 21, 22, 23 or something like that till I started like realizing, hey, I got to do something other than just party and drink all the time. So, where do you start with? Because I always start with like, getting guys to the gym if they don't work out, or like you said, finding that group of friends who can empower you, or want to like push positivity on you, or even if you don't have those type of groups, like listening to people on YouTube, like you or Corey Waynes or any of those other people. Like one of my favorites, I don't know if you know him, Patrice O'Neill.
No, I don't know him.
Oh my god, dude. He's the one who got me into like the just he is the OGs of the OG, man. This was like before
Okay.
Corey Wayne. Yeah, you gotta check him out, man.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, steps also helping. So obviously, if you're a teen, what your focus is typically more on girls.
Right.
But what else do you do? How do you help men, find a mission in life, find their purpose, or all that type of stuff?
Right. And so I always talk about, which is the one thing I talk about is what kind of fears do you have? What kind of fears are holding you back? If it's not from girls, then what's stopping you from leaving that friend group? What's stopping you from, finding, or taking that risk of starting that business you want to start? What's the fear? It all stems from those insecurities. And it starts from fear of not being loved, fear of being rejected, fear of embarrassment, fear of
Mhm,
failure. This is why a lot of people don't do the things they want to do because of fear of all those things, because they're fearful that, hey, if I go talk to this girl, she might not like me. If I go do this business I want to start, my friends might not like me. If I do
mhm,
this cringy video that a lot of people might think is cringy, it's gonna be embarrassing. If I start this business, what if I fail? Fuck. And so it's all based off fear. Reason why you don't want to do these things because of fear. So you need to just man up and fucking full send it. Okay, that's what I always tell them. Like, dude, if you don't take action, someone else will, and then you're going to be envious of them. So be the person that takes action and have people envious of you instead. Okay, switch the roles around and fucking just take action and full send it. And also with your mission and purpose in life, a lot of guys have different missions and different purposes in life. Some guys want to serve our country. That's fucking awesome. Some guys want to make content. That's fucking awesome. Some guys want to be a CEO of a certain business. That's fucking awesome. But you gotta take action. And if those things really fulfill you, which you don't know yet, you don't know if it's your mission and purpose yet until you try it, right? So, like I said, if you don't take action, you have no idea what your mission and purpose is in life. You don't know what you like and dislike. Same thing with girls. If you don't take action with the girls and you don't ask them out and date them, then how do you know what you like and don't like in girls? Throughout life, it's all about process of elimination. You make your checkboard of the things you like in life and the things you don't like. The guys who don't talk to any girls, they have no idea. So the first girl they talk to, okay, I'm gonna choose this girl. Okay, turns out she has a lot of insecurities and then she cheats on you. Okay, but the guys who talk to a lot of girls, they know, hey, I remember dating this girl back then. She had a lot of insecurities. Let's say I don't want to date a girl with insecurities. It helps you market the girls you want to talk to. It's definitely a filter of just the girls and the people you surround yourself with. I only want people in my life who support my dreams. Then you just cut off all the motherfuckers who don't care about you, and it's great. It's a great process of elimination. Same thing with your jobs. You don't like fucking working at McDonald's? Okay, then cross it off your list. Now you don't like working at McDonald's, but at least you tried it. Okay?
mhm.
Just fucking take action. Just full send. You don't know what you like and don't like before you even do it. So yeah, I think that's super important.
I like this, man. How many guys think like you in school?
Maybe like a lot of guys, I have a few best friends who think the same way I do because like attracts like at the end of the day,
Right, right.
and those are the guys I hang out with the most. Um, but yeah, like one of my buddies, Nathan, he has the same mindset as me. We both follow the same guy, and he's this
Mhm,
just same guy. He's just fucking fuck it, full send it. He doesn't give a fuck. He does what he wants to do. No filter on this dude. And it's great, right? I like hanging out with him. He's awesome. Um, but yeah, I don't think there. I think there's a lot of guys who share the same qualities like me, but they don't have as much. I mean, not that I know of that they read as many books about these things as me. Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot of guys sort of like me with the same amount of confidence and being bold, cocky, confident. But I'm also finding a way to market those things as well. So
mhm,
yeah, I mean, scarcity creates value. So that's why I have a lot of people who truly like the things I say. So
mhm. I like it. So before we end up wrapping up here, I guess we'll talk about a couple more things just to help, young men out and this other stuff. What are some keys to flirting in your opinion? Because I know you talk about that in your podcast as well.
yeah. So main key to flirting is always being playful. And so a girl will test you with little questions. Like I said, maybe on the first date, she'll ask you, are you talking to the girls? Best thing to say, hey, gentlemen, never kiss and tell. Right? You just smile and you tickle her, you laugh, and you just be cocky, confident, playful. And these are all tests. So instead, the most guys who don't understand how to flirt, they answer the question directly, plain, straightforward, and it's not fun. It's not, it's nothing like. So if you answer the question as, yes, I'm talking to the girls, turn off. Okay, you answer the question, no, 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 I'm not talking to the girls. Turn off. Okay. But the only way to turn them on or build their interest is by passing their test. So it's just honestly testing. Girls are just going to test, see, hey, is this guy really cocky, really confident? And it gives you an opportunity to flirt with them, right? A lot of girls might say, what are you going to do about it? Right? And so the cocky motherfuckers are just gonna straight up just kiss the girl, right? And the guys who don't know, they're gonna hesitate, they're gonna stutter, they're gonna get scared, like fuck, what do I do, right? Like I don't know what to
Mhm.
do. Like, and a lot of guys they just haven't built up that confidence and cockiness yet and the boldness. And the thing about, there's a quote in the 48 Laws of Power, from the book
Mm.
48 Laws of Power, and it talks about when you execute something, enter it with boldness.
Mm.
And when you enter things with timidity, it definitely flaws your execution.
Mhm.
Um, I'm kind of chopping up that quote, but yeah, it's a good line from the book. Yeah, he just talks about, hey, if you're gonna enter any situation, enter it with boldness, because audacity can always be fixed with more audacity. And when you enter things with timidness, you already lost. So say things with confidence, be bold, be cocky, be confident, and say things you would be surprised to hear, right? Because
Mhm.
that's what they want to be. They want to be surprised to hear something come from you, right? They're not ready for that answer, right? It's surprising, it's fun, and it's like,
Mhm.
wow, this guy's pretty interesting, right? Most guys answer this question as the straightforward answer, right? So
Mhm. I actually like that approach. I mean, I guess it depends on your own personality as well, like what type of flirting you do. But for me, whenever like if a girl were to ask, like, are you talking to other girls? I'd be like, yeah. And like I would just tell them straight up. It like, but to them it's not a turn off. But for some reason they just like they feel like they're in a competition now and they want me even more or something like that. So I like the straightforward approach because honestly, I used to be a big liar back then when I was with girls because I used to be a constant cheater, man. Like I cheated on almost all of my fucking relationships. I'm not even lying, man. I think I think I probably had 2 relationships that I didn't actually cheat on. And
yeah,
stupidly enough, like when I actually wanted to tell the truth and be honest with them, that's when they started like, I don't know. So like after a while, maybe just because I became more cynical and kind of like, man, fuck this bullshit. I'm just gonna say what I want to say, what I feel, and like if they don't like it, well then they could fucking leave. Like I see a lot of my friends, they have girlfriends or whatever, and they've been dating for like 4 years or something like that. And the girls already pressuring them like, about marriage, and they're trying to push that shit on men. And like in my head, it's like, okay, women don't like it when we pressure them to have sex, but they
no.
feel okay when they want to pressure us to get married, and they don't see like themselves as an asshole. And it's like there's just so many problems I see with with like in relationships with one of the bigger ones is like I notice a lot of girls they don't want to fix their shit. They don't want to acknowledge their shit. Like like if you were saying something about OnlyFans or whatever, it's like they always try to blame the guy or whatever it is. Like that's one of the bigger things. Like I noticed with men, it's like we actually want to learn about women and what makes them think the way they do, or us, we want to learn how to pick them up or whatever it is. But with women, they just want to stay in their own world and all that type of stuff. Um,
Because women naturally are really good at already understanding men, but without realizing it, the men that they understand are all weak. So
mhm,
without realizing it, they don't have to try. Women don't have to try for the weak guys. The weak guys are coming to them. So why do I have to, as a girl, right? Why do I have to stop having sex with a bunch of guys and stop my OnlyFans if I still have guys chasing me?
mhm.
I'm still getting all of it. I'm still getting guys trying to marry me, even though I have OnlyFans. So I might as well keep it up, right? So that's the girl's mindset. Hey, I'm getting all these things, and I'm still getting guys chasing me. So why should I even care, right? So that's the issue with weak men. And
Mhm.
then they won't realize it until they're older when they
Oh
struggle
yeah.
finding a strong man. And when these guys are all temporary, they're all gonna be divorced with them. They're all gonna be cheated on by these girls. And
Mhm.
without realizing it, later on, these girls are gonna realize, man, I really needed a strong man in my life. Either her dad or the guy she's dating. Man, fuck, I really need a strong man in my life, and I regret it because all the guys who are really strong, they don't want them anymore.
Yeah.
Why? Because, like I
They're old
said, these
already.
they're old, they're used up, right? And it's
Yeah,
sad.
yeah.
It is sad. Like, hey,
Mhm.
a lot of the highly successful guys ask them, do you guys want a girl who's a virgin, or do you guys want a girl who has fucked 100 dudes? It's a pretty easy answer. I'm not gonna bullshit to you guys and tell all the girls, hey, it's okay. Trust me, you guys are still gonna get married and you guys have a happy relationship, even though you have sex with a lot of guys. Good
Mhm.
luck, right?
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna back this up with stats, like I said before. More sex divorce rates higher. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
more sex, STDs higher. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so just look at the logical side of it as well.
A lot of them think they have a lot of options just because they do have a lot of those guys giving them attention, but they don't understand there's a difference between men giving you attention as a sex object just because they want to fuck you, and then after that they replace you and throw you away. That's it. Versus someone we actually respect. So that's one thing that I see. But another thing I did want to talk about breakups. How do you tell men to handle breakups?
Be direct, be decisive, and let them know, hey, at this time in my life, I'm not ready for, or if you don't want to be in a serious relationship anymore, just let her know, hey, I just don't want to be in a relationship with you. It is way worse to lie and just stay in a relationship you're unhappy with, dude. Like, she deserves better. She deserves a guy who actually wants to date her. She deserves a guy who really wants to marry her, and you deserve a girl you really want to marry and you really want to date. So
Mhm,
you're benefiting both people and both parties when you walk away and you let the girl know, hey, right now I'm not in a place to be, wanting to date a girl, and that's okay, right? And she should respect you for your what you want in life, right? And this is a negotiation as well. If you really feel like, man, I feel like I could do better, instead of having that thought of regret that you could have dated a better girl, that's not fair to the girl, and that's not fair to you. So
mhm,
be straight up, be authentic, and be true to yourself and speak the truth. And be straight up. If you feel like you could have done better, go do better. Fucking like I said with your mission and purpose in life. If you feel like you don't like working at McDonald's, do better, right? And those are the things that I tell a lot of guys. Hey, if you're not happy with your current relationship, walk away and just be straight up and straightforward, and she will appreciate you. And I can guarantee all the girls would appreciate the guys who stopped wasting their fucking time, and the guys would appreciate the girls stop wasting their fucking time as well. So
mhm. Yeah. This one was more for the guys to get broken up with, and they're like heartbroken and shit, and they're all like, what are you doing, babe? I want you back, come back, and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, dude, you got to stop because you're chasing her away. It is hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm some big alpha male if a girl like I really care about breaks up with me or instincts. But what I do is I don't show her that fucking shit. Like you
it's
can't
gonna
show.
sting, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like what I do is I give myself 2, 3 days tops to feel whatever I need to feel, to, whatever I need to do. And after that, I'm back on my shit. I don't like going more than 2 days. And I'm just, in the gym, I'm doing this. I actually get more motivated after a breakup because it motivates me to become a much better person for some reason. So I tell men to do that, like feel whatever you need to feel after a breakup, but don't go crawling back to her. Don't go crying to her. Don't go texting her 1,000 times because everything you're doing, as much as it's like you're letting your emotions take control, and that turns women off. And that was one thing that I hated myself because it's like I at the time didn't think it was fair because I'm like I always heard like men need to share their emotions and all sorts of stuff. But what I encourage men to do is just get in a group with other men and talk to them about your problems. Because men understand what men are going through. If you talk to a woman about your problems, you have to be really careful because most women they don't fucking respect a man who shows his emotions, and it may not
Yeah,
be
the only
fair.
girl you should be
you
talking to, yeah, only girl you should be talking to about your feelings is your mom. Like at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
these girls, if you're trying to talk to a girl that you're interested in, you want her to get, the only thing you want in a girl is her interest going up. You should
Hmm.
never do anything to lower her interest. It's
Hmm.
the one thing guys make mistakes is when you start crying and you start acting like a girl, or you start showing emotions and doing all these things in front of girls, actually turns them off.
Hmm.
Let's look at, for example, the girls might say, I really like a guy who shares his emotions with me. Okay, sure, stop the cap right now. Okay, because
Yeah.
all the guys who learn the hard way can
Yeah.
agree with us that, hey, every time I did this, she
Yeah.
just she just didn't want to hang out with me after, and she just
Yeah.
acted way different, right? Because
Yeah.
her interest lowered, and that's the hard truth, right? And the guys who learn the hard way know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Um, and so they just have to learn, hey, you should never take advice from women. That's already, like we said, you already made a mistake
Mhm.
if you're actually listening to girls on what turns them on and what turns them off, and also just advice in general. So if a girl's telling you, hey, you should be more emotional,
Mhm.
question it. Same thing, same way with us. Question the things we're doing and see what actually works for people. Look
Mhm.
at the reviews on my website. Look at the reviews on my Instagram. Look how many people lives have been changed by just following the things that I teach, right? And you know,
Mhm.
I have people who have sworn by, hey, this shit fucking works, dude. Like it's amazing. I actually started taking action. I started moving on, it's fucking amazing. I got the girl chasing me again. It's very powerful effect of just walking away, moving on, having emotional self control. Because the only reason why you're texting her is because you're getting emotional, and
Mhm.
that's the only reason why you'd want to text her back, because you have some non-emotional control. So it is what it is.
It's sad to see, man. I talked about that earlier. It's like you just see men so bitchy, you know? It's weird, but
It
one thing
is.
I do want to end with is I do want to tell the women hunt men's emotions. That's really what they're after. Like if they can get your emotions, that's their like us getting their sex from them. So if you don't give them your fucking emotions, they will stay around. They won't leave whatever it is until you give it to them, and then when you give it to them, they fucking leave you. So any man, you have to be cautious. That doesn't mean be a prick, be a douchebag. That just means be in control of your emotions. If you want to feel something, sure, feel something, but keep it always under control. Come back to your center, come back to your masculinity, hang out with masculine men, do some masculine shit, go to the gym, lift weight, whatever you got to do, keep your testosterone level up, stuff like that. But other than that, man, is there anything else you
Yeah.
want to say? Last words, like where can people find you and stuff like that?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Logan._Duong, Duong. And you also listen to my podcast, Alpha's Only Club, on Spotify, Anchor, Google, Apple. You also find me on YouTube. I'm starting to make YouTube videos, so that's also Alpha's Only Club. And if you want to follow the Instagram with the stronger exclusive community of men, just follow us at Alpha's Only Club. And yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Everybody else, go check out his podcast. Go check out everything he does. I love what you do, man. Thank you for coming on, dude.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody else, hope you enjoyed this episode and take care.